Welcome to another edition of Action 14. I'm Mike Briggs, bringing you information from the city, from the arts, and from the schools. I start with Mayor Pullman. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Mike. It's always a pleasure to be here with you and the TV 14 viewers.
We have a couple updates that we probably should get out of the way before we get into some new business, but a couple of the updates. City budget, everything's good?
Yep, sign that. Everything is rolling and we're set for 25, 1.8% approximate budget increase. I think that's pretty phenomenal under the current increase that we're facing across the board.
Okay.
I was hopeful, had my fingers and toes crossed, and somehow Tim and his management team brought it in. But we have great employees all the way across the board, and they're very conscientious. They know that if we somehow save $1 here, it helps us with $1 someplace else.
Yep. And so everything's good, 1.8% increase, and we now have a budget for next year.
We have a budget, yep.
Nut Hill lease agreement. Nut Hill, things have just been explosive as far as things are growing up there. They made a few changes, but Nut Hill is coming into effect.
It will be a reality in '25. They have done some surveying already, but they were out doing a capital campaign. They don't want to start anything until they're like 85% of their fundraising goal is met. They're going to be starting a public contribution campaign shortly so that the public can participate in it and actually have a de facto ownership part of it.
Okay.
And I think that that's phenomenal. It certainly will be something to give the city another shot in the arm to our year-round event tourism, community participation. I think it's a phenomenal effort.
They have no, if they get everything done with the ski hill, there's no competition within miles.
No, you're talking 20 miles.
Yeah.
And that's really good. You know, we're not competing with Colorado or Europe, but we're competing with the ability of families to come out and participate. And I especially commend them for their effort to create an atmosphere for family, to have a enlarged, right now there's no warming house, to have a facility where you can have party events and things like that. And the best part about the whole thing, and of course we want them to succeed, someday down the road when you and I are both gone and it might revert back to the city, all of their improvements come back to the city.
Right.
Any parking lot, any ski hill, any building improvements, any infrastructure improvements, that all falls to the city for free.
Right.
So we have to look at something like this as an opportunity to create activities to what we already have and enhance the community involvement. I think it's wonderful.
Yes, I think we're going to know more this time next year.
I'm sure probably by January, February. Yeah. They're really going into high gear, and I think we'll see activities take place here pretty quickly if the weather holds.
Yep, they have the funds available, very closely completed already.
Yep, they do. And that's wonderful, being a 501c3 organization.
Oh, yeah.
They can get out, they can solicit funds, and it will be a shot in the arm for the entire community. And hats off to the group of the Cheese Capital Winter Park They've put a lot of time and effort into this, and we just can't appreciate their efforts enough.
No. Also, give me an update on the housing project west of Walmart. That's huge.
It is. That's it's the Vanguard development, condo units that will be rented out. Definitely needed in the community, in the entire area. The units will be, I'm going to say mid to upper class. I haven't seen the pro forma on rents and things like that. That's all proprietary. But I do think it'll be market, a little above market. The location is ideal with your shopping, your highway access, the clinic, 2 clinics literally in your backyard.
Right.
I think it's definitely an opportunity to grow our housing resident units, and they're going to be company owned, not private owned.
Right.
We have another development that's about 150 units
And that's west of Plymouth High School.
west of
East of Plymouth High
east
School.
of the football field, and we're working on putting that together. That will be single family, and we're still working on that package. Hope to bring that as another development in the spring of 25. But we're in such need of housing, whether it's privately owned or rental, that we certainly look at this as an opportunity to enhance the city and the population.
Yep, it's going to be, there's going to be some great things happening around
Well,
Plymouth here.
and it's just not, new homeowners, young homeowners. It's older people, and the 47-unit senior housing that was approved as well.
Oh, that's right.
That rezoning was done.
That's rezoning by the Baymont.
And that's right next to the Baymont, so that'll be started in the spring as well. We're looking at significant financial investment from the outside.
Right.
And that, to me, will give us that new nucleus of people to the community that hopefully will have some children for the school, because then we all benefit.
Right, right. Now, another item that is coming up, and we're going to learn some information about locks in 52 Stafford. We
Well-
already know 52 Stafford has been purchased, and we have some local people involved in that.
Yep.
And you're going to get some information pretty soon.
Well, they're going to go public. I won't blow their presentation for them. I've become aware of a lot of the parts of it. And next Tuesday, the 26th, at a committee of the whole, which is televised for our TV14 viewers, live streamed.
Yes, and it's
I
also
believe,
on YouTube.
on YouTube. So we hope people will figure out how to do that before Tuesday. But they will do a presentation to the Common Council of about 60 to 75 minutes. So it's going to be pretty extensive.
It's going to happen at 5:30 on November 26th.
Correct. And they will put out to the public their hopes and dreams, and
Yeah.
and when they get involved in something, they finish it.
Yes.
So I don't think that there's a problem with that. There's a lot of work that has to be done. If you drive by now and peek in some of the windows, whether it's first or second floor, they gutted the entire thing.
Right.
And it's going to be rebuilt historically correct in order to get historic preservation credits. There's a lot of detail that goes into that. But eventually, we're talking 35, 36 hotel rooms, a meeting space, a restaurant, a bar, all of those things that accommodate the traveler, the business person, and a meeting place. So we have to do some city-side things to, we call it the west parking lot, in order to accommodate more parking requirements, improvement in facilities.
Right.
And we have a lot of overhead lines that we have to move, similar to what was on the east side of Stafford Street when we redid that parking lot. It'll clean it up significantly and make it available to not only the people that use Stair Lions Park, but also, of course, the downtown for festivals and things. And that location couldn't be better to amplify all of those characteristics.
Oh, this is going to be so special to the city of Plymouth to have that corner completed, and in a couple years now, it'll take a couple years probably,
It will.
but to improve downtown Plymouth in such a manner.
It'll be a hallmark of construction. The plans that they have for it are just extraordinary. It will be a focal point, and I think we will see along the way a little inconvenience to the public, because of course that's what the construction does. We can overcome that.
Right.
And some of the inconvenience will be forgotten pretty quickly once a project is finished.
This information, again, will be given to the council at 5:30 on November 26th, and even if you can't watch it live, you can go to YouTube anytime and view it. And it'll be available.
And it'll be available for a refresher for people to see exactly, did I hear that right? When are they going to do that?
Right. You can go back and watch it again on YouTube.
A lot of information. We're very excited to give them that opportunity to present it. They will go into a lot of detail and answer a lot of questions.
Yeah, it's going to be a very fun evening.
A whole lot more fun than we've had sometimes over budget process.
Got it. Well,
Nice way to end the year.
Let's wrap things up by talking about something else that's happening, and that's Sargento is expanding their offices out at Persnickety Place site, and they're actually going to tear down a one-story and make it a two-story.
That's correct.
Expand 1,900 square feet.
Yeah, I mean, this is a huge undertaking. Of course, they're landlocked there. The opportunity to take out some, what is now, I guess, atrium space or whatever you want to call it.
It's called the Leonard A. Gentine Office Building, and it's one story.
Right.
They're going to tear it down and build a full two-story,
Two-story.
the entire length.
Right. So the facade will come out, and they've done a lot of assessment to what their future needs are. This hopefully will give them room to grow in that facility. The original headquarters was part of our TIF 6 development that we had. This will enhance that and build to it and add space for more employees, more on-site work, and we couldn't be happier than to have that proposal come forward.
Well, and to have Sargento staying in Plymouth, adding more help in Plymouth, and it's only going to help Plymouth grow.
It will, and these are the things that when you have local companies that are local owned, they put a lot back into the community.
Right.
This is one of those examples of of corporate participation that we couldn't do the things we do
Right.
without our corporate partners.
That's right. It's great to have Sargento care about Plymouth as well as the Genteens caring about Plymouth and downtown.
Absolutely, yep. It's, we have great family-owned businesses that
Right.
want to see year-round activity, opportunity, not only for their employees, but for the community. And it will help everything kind of like synergize with the effort that's being done. And it helps us as a city do our expansion in conjunction with it so that we can complement it.
Right. And lastly, I'll just tell you that the lake in Plymouth will be going down probably this winter an inch every few days. There's some rules you have to follow, and so by spring, we'll hope that everything is drained and we start looking at a new some new equipment.
It'll be the water will be down, so no kayaking next summer.
Right.
That will give a hopeful springtime beginning to the construction phase for the dam replacement, because
Right.
the entire dam will be taken out in its entirety and replaced with a very similar looking dam that's out at the Sheboygan Marsh. So if people wanted to see, well, I wonder what that's going to look like. That's the same example
Right.
as what's out there. So that will be a year-long project. We're going to have a lot of dusty streets in Plymouth next year.
That's okay.
But that's okay. We can tolerate 1 year of construction to get all the enhancements we want.
Right.
And it's coming at a very good time for us.
Yes, yes. Well, I still want to thank you for being on. And of course, city council meetings are the second and last Tuesday of every month, starting at 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock.
Down at City Hall. So if you have information that you want to receive or put out there, it's 7 o'clock on the second and last Tuesday of every month. Thank you again.
Thank you, Mike. Appreciate it.
When we come back, we're going to be talking about the arts. We're going to have some information about all the things happening in the Arts Center over the holidays. So stay right with us. You're watching Action 14. Welcome back to Action 14. As promised, we're going to be talking the arts with you. I've got Cindy Hayes here. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
You've been helping Donna Hahn for quite a while, and there's a lot of things that have changed down at the Arts Center. And one of the biggest one, I think, is I've always liked the gift shop, because you have artists that leave information there, and they have specialty items there. And now the gift shop is actually going up one more. You're able to order and send anywhere from the gift shop.
Absolutely. We've put together, it took quite a few months to put together all the items, but all of our gift shop items are on our website, PlymouthArtGiftShop.com. And you can order, we've gotten some new artists in the gift shop, which is very exciting. We've made a lot of changes to the gift shop, as well as added the website.
It's PlymouthArtsGiftShop.com. And if you go there, you'll be able to see many of the items that are for sale.
That are for sale from our gift shop.
And can be shipped, if necessary, immediately.
Yep.
All great.
Yeah,
That's a big jump.
It is, and it's been really fun to explore that avenue with them, but that's something that they've always wanted there, is to have that gift shop online, to give our artists more views, and to, it amazes me every day on how talented the crew we have in this area is.
Isn't it something that a
Blows my
small
mind.
town like Plymouth can have an art center that is filled with local artist items?
Yep.
And it's just beautiful.
And it is a membership, perk.
Oh, certainly.
You have to be a member to have any items into the gift shop.
Yep.
So we've had quite a few this year add on memberships, and so they can come in, and
Yep.
then they also are joining our membership show.
Right. We'll talk about that show in a minute. One thing I'd like to get out of the way is a book signing that's happening December 7th.
Correct.
You have 5 or 6 authors that are going to be at the Art Center.
Yes.
And give me some information about, these are local.
Local authors from the area, including myself. I have a book that's in there. We have about 10, 11 books that will be available for purchase, as well as to get the author's signature, which is kind of cool.
And on the December 7th, what's the timeline for this?
11 to 1 p.m.
So from 11 to 1 on the 7th, I could stop in there, check the books out, talk to the authors, and determine a couple books that I may want to have.
Yep, you can purchase them right then and there. We can sign them for you, and it's going to be fun.
Mark December 7th on your calendars to come down and talk to some authors of great books in the area of Plymouth.
Yep.
Unbelievable.
Children's books are just amazing.
Isn't it? All right, one of the things we will go on now is, I can't believe it, the 29th annual. 29 years, the
Yep.
Open House Social and Holiday Membership Exhibition. This is members of the Plymouth Arts Center
Correct.
bringing their items in and posting them.
Yes. It's, a lot of people don't consider themselves artists. So this is a great opportunity for them to have something in a gallery and really be able to show it off. And I was in our gallery today as they're trying to set it all up. And boy, there's some amazing pieces in there.
Now, one of the things that you have to understand is that on Friday, December 6th, from 5 to 7:30 is when things open.
Yes.
And so that evening, someone's going to be crowned the best artist.
Yep. Best in show for this show.
Yep. And so it will be members of the Plymouth Art Foundation, members that have put some items up that they want to show the public, and it goes until January 20. It goes for a long time.
Through the 10th of January.
Yes, yes. And so even if you are unable to make the Friday opening, you've got another month
Yep.
that you can stop in at the Art Center and look at all of these.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing how much talent there is in this area.
And to have 29th annual, we've been doing this for 29 years.
Yep, I think we have like around 70 to 80 pieces in the show.
Fantastic. And what's neat about this is that because it's many of them quite local, you may find items that remind you of someplace you've been. Artists that have painted on the river.
Yep.
Or et cetera, et cetera. Yes, there's
Or
some.
taken a photo somewhere, or
Right.
or made a sculpture about something.
Right. That reminds me that it's not just paintings. Okay, it's not just paintings. It's any
All
kind
media.
of all type of art.
Yep, all media, which is fabulous.
And that will be great. Again, the reception is Friday, December 6th, from 5 to 7:30. There'll be some entertainment, and then the award ceremony will be at 6 p.m. And so come down. There'll be complimentary appetizers and desserts, a cash bar going.
Yep.
And at 6 o'clock, you're going to find out best of show.
Yep, and we'll be there and want to certainly thank all of our sponsors for the show and all of our shows.
Absolutely. It's again, it's so special to have an art center in Plymouth, and these people make it possible.
Yep, absolutely.
Let's talk about another item that is changing location. Okay?
Yep,
I have been to Tuba Christmas many, many times
Yep.
over the years. It's been on, they've had Tuba Christmas for
I don't even know how many
20,
years.
30 years. I mean, it's for years I've gone down to watch usually four guys
Yep,
playing Christmas music with tubas.
yep, at
And-
52 Stafford.
Always at 52 Stafford. And I can't tell you how many times I was so impressed, and it's so neat because to have 4 tubas playing Christmas music. Where in the world would you ever find that anywhere else?
Yeah, we were very happy to give them a home for this year and probably next year as well. just while 52 Stafford is being redone.
Yep.
And then, they can go back to their original home.
So this is the first time that it's been going to be held at the Arts Center, but Tuba Christmas is December 14th, 6:30 to 9:30. You've got 3 hours, 6:30 to 9:30, and then the neat part about it is that this will also include
A dinner.
a dinner. And so for $50, and that's, in today's world, that's...
To even have dinner for that.
Right.
Dinner and a show.
And so you get a full show and a dinner from Moxie that you will have items that you have never had before.
Yeah, I don't know what they're planning for the menu, but I'm curious.
Oh, they will have a menu that will be unbelievable.
Yeah.
And so this is all happening on December 14th. The big thing is to let them know now. Call now, 920-892-8409, or go to PlymouthArts.org. But you cannot just show up the evening.
No, we need to know ahead of time, especially for the dinner count.
Right.
So we're asking that anyone who's interested buy their tickets by December 5th.
Right. Buy them by the 5th of December so that the Arts Center will have an idea how many are coming. The food will be then labeled, the dish, and everything will be figured out from there.
And the seating chart and everything else. Yeah.
Yes. And so you need it by December 5th. Let them know that I am interested in going. I want how many seats.
Yep, they can actually get their tickets right off our website.
Yep.
If they want it, or they can come in and buy them directly from us at the door.
And so what you do, you tell them that you're coming before December 5th, and on December 14th, 6:30 to 9:30, and you will be so entertained. I can't tell you how much fun it is to sing along with tubas. It is, if you haven't done it, if you've never done it, put it on your list of things I have to get done.
Yeah, and we're so happy to be able to allow them a place to come, like I said, for this year or next year until they can go back to 52 Stafford where they've always been.
And that is great that Moxie's involved also to be able to provide the food. And so you'll be entertained, you'll be fed, you'll have some great desserts, I'm telling you now. And the music will be so much fun. I know the guys that play, I've been there enough times, I know the guys, there are past teachers and artists here in Plymouth.
Absolutely.
And so they are so much fun and they just love to play.
They do, it's just for the enjoyment.
Yeah, and I think that is what makes it all work.
Good.
And that is Tuba Christmas. Put it on your calendar. Let them know by December 5th that I am coming to Tuba Christmas and I will be having a fantastic time. Let's talk about the next item coming up. You have so many things happening over the holidays. Isn't it crazy?
Oh, yeah.
But the one thing that, again, has happened for many, many years is the dropping of the cheese.
Sartori drop, yep.
The Sartori cheese drop happening obviously on December 31st. The big difference is that everything is from 7:30 to 10:30 and the cheese drop is at 10 p.m.
10 o'clock.
What's happened over the years, because they've been doing this, in fact, I have seen it on national television,
Yeah,
the cheese drop in Plymouth, Wisconsin.
it is nationally known, our little cheese drop.
Yeah, but because some of us have a hard time staying up till midnight now, I am so glad that they have the cheese drop at 10 p.m.
Yes, you don't have to stay awake till midnight
Yeah.
to view it, and we also consider it a family event.
Oh, it
so,
is.
So we definitely want, not to be too late for the kids.
Oh, first of all, there'll be bonfire and hot chocolate, etc. for the kids outside.
Yep.
And so they'll have a bonfire and by the local
Yep,
department.
correct.
And so they'll have that going on for the kids. They'll have music inside.
We'll also be obviously giving away some Sartori cheese bags.
Oh yeah, the first 250 or something
Usually, yeah.
get a cheese bag that cover. Oh, it's fantastic.
You get a nice little flavoring of a bunch of their cheeses, and
Yep,
it's always so good.
We can't thank Sartori enough for being part of this, but the Sartori cheese drop is always a fun game. So put it on your calendars. I don't have to tell you the date. You know, December 31st. I
tell
don't.
people if they haven't seen it, they have
I
to
don't want
come
to
at
be
least
too
once.
easy on you, but for 17 years, the cheese capital of the world, Plymouth, has the cheese drop.
Has the cheese drop.
Yeah, and they're going to do it again this year. It starts, again, the fun starts at 7:30, the cheese drop at 10. There'll be some music until 10:30. All a great evening down at the Arts Center. Celebrate New Year's Eve at the Arts Center.
Yep, Plymouth is the place to be.
And now, the last item I'm going to bring up, and this is probably one of my favorite items that's coming. It's unbelievable because if you've been around Plymouth very long, you know Herb Stoltenberg.
Oh, yeah.
Herb Stoltenberg has run for 30 years musicals and items here in Plymouth School District. And he and Mike Schultz, who was a band man here, a chorus man here, they are going to be directing Clue the musical.
Yeah, people are like, what's that about? And I'm like, well, look at the game.
Yeah.
And it's just the game put to music. And
Yep.
we are looking so forward to it. The cast is amazing.
Well, the cast is all local people that I also know.
Yep.
And so it's a cast of maybe 8 or 10 people that are all, you're going to recognize everybody there in the cast. You'll recognize everybody. And it is so much fun that you've talked them into being here. And I think the only reason you have
Didn't
these...
take much.
No, well, I think because as soon as you told Jason Sobronic that you've got Herb Stoltenberg and Mike Schultz
Exactly.
directing, he's going, I'm in.
Exactly.
You know, and that's what happened with everybody from Patty Talon to Matt Overby, et cetera, et cetera.
And the tickets are only $20.
I know. If you've gone anywhere to any shows, anywhere in the country, 3 times that might not get you in.
Won't get you in the back door.
Yeah, and so for $20, and you're going to have a fantastic time, you call 892-8409 or go online, PlymouthArts.org, and get your tickets right away. It is happening January 9th through the 12th, so there's going to be 3 evening performances and 1 matinee. So 3 evening performances, January 9th, 10th, 11th, and then on the 12th will be an afternoon one. And they will sell out. I will tell you, they
They're
should.
selling already. So
Yes, and it's because we have local talent both on the stage and directing the game. It's going to be a fantastic evening. So January 9th through the 12th, 3 evening shows and 1 matinee. Be part of what's happening. Clue the musical.
yeah, working with Mike and Herb has been phenomenal.
And they started it because they understand with the holidays. They started this a month ago.
Oh,
Easily.
more than that.
And so they've been working on this, and you will be so impressed with it. I know a little bit too much about it. You're going to be so impressed with it.
I'm like itching to see what I mean, I hear the rehearsals and you get little, tidbits, but I can't wait for the actual performance.
It's going to be great. It's going to be great. We have a couple other items to talk, but right now we're just going to say, put everything together for all the different items happening down at the Arts Center.
Yeah,
There-
including all of our classes.
Oh, I know.
Our free events. You know, we always have something going on. We've got a free make and take art by the night of the parade. And our book signing, we also have a make and take art for making a bookmark to go with those books.
Oh.
So we have a felt class coming up. We have drawing classes. We have a lot going on.
The Arts Center has done so much in growth over the past decade of doing so many things for Plymouth. It is just so neat that we are so lucky to have an Arts Center.
Appreciate that.
But I tell you, Cindy, I want to thank you for being part of this and pulling in for Donna. And you tell her we covered everything. We're going to
I'm
have,
sure she's going to be watching.
we've got a busy month in the Arts Center, so be part of the arts. Thank you again, Cindy.
Thank you.
When we come back, I'm going to have the superintendent here. We'll talk about some things happening in the Plymouth School District, so stay right with us. You're watching Action 14. Welcome back to Action 14. As promised, I've got Superintendent Scott Steer here. Welcome to the show.
Thanks, Mike. Appreciate it.
We've got 1 quarter done. We've had 1 set of parent-teacher conferences all happening. It's all coming together.
It's amazing, and the schools that are on a trimester, I mean, they're rapidly approaching that first trimester in the third of the year. So,
Yes,
yeah,
isn't
it's
it
going
something?
quickly.
It is. But I know the school board report, you established key performance indicators and it's something that you're going to be working on
Right.
for a while.
Right, this is really going to be important for us. Again, the state has their own report card, but we're much more than that. We do so many things for kids, so we want to make sure we're measuring the right things and make sure that we're addressing the whole student and providing those opportunities. So we're really excited about it, and that's going to provide a lot of the direction for our strategic planning.
Right, right. One of the items that you got to see for the first time here in Plymouth was the Veterans Day and how
Yeah.
great a job not only our students, but our veterans put together. It was fantastic.
It is fantastic. I was able to be at the high school and then at Fairview. You know, they're all happening roughly at about the same time. But great to see the elementary kids, and a little bit of the contrast, elementary kids to the high school kids. The level of respect and appreciation that our kids demonstrate, it's truly remarkable.
Isn't it?
The veterans truly appreciate it. The staff puts in a lot of time and energy to make sure that assembly is what it should be. It's really heartwarming.
It is. We're so proud of Plymouth School District supporting our veterans in doing this that every year you walk away going, wow.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's something that I'll certainly be looking forward to every year.
Yes, and of course, I don't want to take anything away from other performances because we've had
Right.
some, a couple of different fall performances that you were able to see.
Yeah, Almost Maine here at the high school. Jack Colombo directed that, did a fantastic job. And then the Addams Family is always a favorite of people. And our middle school kids at Riverview, under the direction of Zach Stearns, put on the Addams Family Junior. That was last week. And for both of those, it's 4 shows, back to back to back to back evenings. You know, so it's a lot of practice leading up to it. I think they're all ready for a good sleep after that. But both performances were great representation of our kids in our schools.
Yeah, it is fantastic when we have those kind of things, whether it's Veterans Day or those fine performances
Right.
by our specialty people is fantastic, and Plymouth does a nice job.
It's something to be proud of and something we need to make sure we sing from the mountaintops about
Yeah.
it.
Another item that is related to FBLA and our middle school.
Right. Last week,
Yes?
Todd Williams, business teacher here and FBLA advisor, had almost a mini Shark Tank type experience over at Riverview where our high school students were mentors for our middle school students, had to come up with a product, pitch it to professionals from around the area. So thanks to all of you who volunteered your time. We had about 10 local professionals from various areas in to listen to the pitches and give them an assessment on how they did. Great experience, very practical world experience, and something, again, that the kids aren't going to forget. These are great experiences.
Well, what's fantastic is that you have a high school teacher with students from the high school putting on a demonstration at the middle school.
Right. And I don't think we can do enough of that. That mentoring, that in-house mentoring that can take place, it's powerful. And we all know, whether it's elementary kids looking up to middle or high school kids or middle school looking up to high school, you know, you always look up to those kids and you watch how they conduct themselves and you get a lot from them.
And we should thank Todd Williams also, because when you also are convincing and talking area business people to come in
Right, right.
and help support this game.
Again, we're all about community and community involvement. So yeah, a big part of it is being able to have those conversations and gaining their time and energy as well, which they're leaving their place of business.
Yeah.
They're committing those hours, which is wonderful. But that connection between school and community is critical.
Let's talk about another item that makes Plymouth special, and that's the blanket of love that happened. Explain what that is.
Yeah, our Peers for Peers group here at the high school put on a blanket drive essentially and collected 180 blankets to give to people in need. Another, and I'm not sure if we touched on this last month, but at homecoming, Governor Evers and his wife came, and he brought 3 or 4 big garbage bags full of blankets as well to donate. So really great things on all angles, but the bottom line is our kids were doing great things for people in need.
Yeah, well, you have to understand, though, the governor is a Plymouth High School grad.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
He
yeah.
actually graduated with my wife.
Oh, no kidding.
And so we know him rather well.
Sure.
And he does these things to bring blankets up here to help support what Plymouth High School
Right.
is doing. That's fantastic.
Yeah, we're really fortunate.
Yeah. Let's talk, we're at the end of athletics.
Yeah, the fall season.
The fall
Yeah.
season is wrapped up for Plymouth, and we had some people that, well, first of all, the football team made it to the second round of the playoffs.
Yeah.
And played some great stuff in there. And so I want to congratulate the football team, but we had some individuals that did a great job. We had a couple divers make it to state.
Yeah, Lauren Cantwell and Jacqueline Lensmeyer both qualified for state. I believe both of them, one finished 12th place, one finished 14th place or so. What an honor to make it to that level of competition.
Absolutely.
Again, it's something they, I'm sure, will never forget.
And that is what's so special about this, is when you have performances that move you to another level, you remember it forever.
Right, you do.
You know, it's been part of my life too. I remember some of the things I've done over the course of athletics, et cetera. You never forget it.
Right.
And
Right.
that's why we should thank our coaches for all the work they put in to help these students reach those goals.
It's a lot of time and energy.
Oh, it
and you
certainly
certainly, you know, you don't do it for the money, you do it for the kids and the experiences and making sure that you're creating a difference in their lives.
Let's talk about something that is even convincing of athletics and academics.
Oh, okay.
Because we had three golfers on the women's golf team that made a commitment in another way, academically.
You know, we always talk about student athletes, right?
Yeah.
Now the student part comes first. And we preach that, we live it. And to see the accomplishments of these three young ladies, and I want to make sure I hit them,
Yep.
Lauren Nawalny, Ava Anderson, and Macy Abraham all made academic all-state for our golf team.
Yes.
And the girls' golf team, I think this is the third year in existence.
Yes.
So they're really continuing to grow that program.
Oh, it's fantastic, though, when you can have students that promote academics.
They
It
have
is.
to live it. Yep.
It is. One of the items that was kind of fun when I drive through downtown Plymouth is there's so many different scarecrows on, explain this.
Yeah, and it's organized through the Downtown Arts and Merchants Organization.
Yes.
And I believe we were approached, hey, you know, if you have any art students that are interested in creating a scarecrow in this competition, we'd love to have them. And several students from the high school participated. Jane Laubenstein actually received a $500 scholarship for her efforts in that competition. So again, something that's happening within the community, high school kids playing a vital role in it, and the community giving back to the high school kids. It's fantastic.
It makes Plymouth a very special place.
It does.
One of the items that I'm going to wrap up with is an item that's coming up tonight in the school board meeting. And it's about our libraries. The libraries at all of our schools, whether it's the high school, the middle school, or our three elementary schools, all are different. And Dina Budrecki has this concept of increasing and changing the look of the libraries.
Well, I think we want to stay current, right? And we have to have a 5-year plan for our libraries per policy. And tonight, that 5-year plan is what we're discussing. I mean, when you walk into a library, it needs to be inviting, it needs to be modern, it needs to be rich learning environments for our kids, all of those things. We need to make sure that our collection of media is rigorous, we've got all levels appropriate to all of our students, and that there are things of interest to all of our students. And our students are of a very diverse makeup, and that's a challenge. But we're in a really good spot. The plan that's in place that was put together not only by Dina, but the rest of our library media specialists is very exciting, and we look forward to just growing that library area in these next 5 years.
It will be a neat 5 years to look at, that we continue to increase and change the look of our libraries
Yep.
to
yep.
meet the needs of our students.
Absolutely, and I think what you're seeing too is, you know, years ago it was just tables, chairs, and so on, and now you're finding tables, chairs, but you're finding a more casual seating area over here, a more warm environment, almost a coffee shop environment without the coffee, so to speak.
Yeah.
Again, making it inviting to kids so they want to be part of that environment.
Because libraries play such a huge part of everyone's life. I still go down to the Plymouth Library twice a week easily to catch up on things and get my special books that I read also.
Sure.
And it's so, and we have a fantastic library in Plymouth.
We
We
do.
do. And so it's amazing that our schools also want to step it up.
Sure.
That's great.
Yeah, no, it's wonderful to see. We're excited.
Yes. Well, I want to thank you for being on. I should mention to everybody that school board meetings are the third Tuesday of every month, starting at 5:30 in the high school amphitheater.
You bet.
If you have information that you want to share, you care about this Plymouth School District, feel free to come to those meetings. Again, it is the third Tuesday of every month at 5:30 in the Plymouth Amphitheater. Thank you again for being on.
Thank you, Mike.
And until I see you next time, I'll be seeing you on the radio. Bye-bye.